The U.S. government shutdown is over after President Donald Trump signed a bill last night providing funding through to the end of January. But it might take days for some crucial services to get back to normal. The CBC's Chris Reyes is in New York with more. Chris, everything from air travel, food stamps, national parks. I mean, so many things were affected. There were mass layoffs and firings and threats of more firings. Where do things stand now?
That's right, Deanna. I mean, this was a 43-day shutdown, the longest in U.S. history. As you mentioned, President Trump has now signed the funding package that ends this shutdown. But that is the first step of many. Just think about how many pay cycles were missed in that shutdown of 43 days. So as of this morning, government functions reopened, but the effects of the longest shutdown in U.S. history still lingers. There's wait for back pay for those government employees that went without paychecks for weeks. The FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, they made cancellations starting last Friday. They have frozen those cancellations at 6% of flight capacity, but that remains in place, and we haven't heard back from the FAA yet to see when they will lift that. Have a listen to Trump's economic advisor as he talks about some of the numbers behind this economic impact from the shutdown.
Our Council of Economic Advisors said that it cost about $15 billion a week, and it accumulates to maybe 1.5% of GDP when you account for multiplier effects. And their current estimate is that 60,000 Americans, not government workers, have lost their jobs because of the reduced economic output.
And Deanna, of course, there's now a scramble to get those SNAP benefits back to families in need in this country. This is the federal food program that helps some 42 million low-income Americans. And then in addition to that, there are concerns that economic data from the month of October has been completely lost. So we're talking unemployment rate, the impact of Trump's tariffs on the economy, and other indicators that help government and businesses strategize or even assess policy. Economists are saying that that could be a real problem for misinformation because people can make claims that the economy is doing well or poorly with no real verifiable reports to back it up. Even Trump's White House press secretary admitted that the lack of data means that their own policymakers are flying blind.
So many far-reaching consequences. But of course, Chris, this is not the actual end. It's more of a detente of sorts between the Republicans and Democrats, who still don't see eye to eye on so many issues. Walk us through that part of the story.
Yeah, I don't know if they've seen eye to eye, Deanna, in many, many years in this country, those two parties. And remember, this deadlock was primarily over health subsidies and benefits that the Democrats wanted to renew. And then the Republicans insisted that they were a waste. And even with this stopgap bill that reopens the government, that fight doesn't go away. If anything, it intensifies. The stopgap bill doesn't include an extension to those health benefits that the Democrats fought so hard for. It took 6 Democrats crossing the aisle to get this funding bill passed, and their reasoning is that keeping the government shut down was not a sustainable way to win their fight on those issues. But again, their key message is that the fight's not over. Have a listen to Democrat House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Republican Speaker Mike Johnson on that.
Either Republicans finally decide to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits this year, or the American people will throw Republicans out of their jobs next year.
Am I going to guarantee a vote on ACA unreformed COVID-era subsidies that is just a boondoggle to insurance companies and robs the taxpayer? We got a lot of work to do on that.
So this stopgap bill funds the government until January 2026. And you can believe, just as we've started other years in this country with this massive fight to try to keep the government open, that's going to happen again unless they resolve these issues between the two parties in the weeks ahead.